Hello again, listeners. Welcome to another video of the Jello Football Bantaba. This is the Kotu Classic, Xtra, of course, like a sub Kotu Classic podcast, but it's more focusing on the football aspect. And it's been a while since we have football, like club football, I would say, because there have been some international football going on, but it's quite boring for most of us. But this week we're gonna have a big game, and I have huge guests here. Palu of Arsenal. Boy nga nakayaba. Welcome to the Kotu Classic Extra. Yagi ba? May gis yagi la sa badge video. Well,
Mangi ba boy.
yagi
Pwede
cool.
kan.
Ah,
Angis merek man.
oh yagi si ma.
Baru to garek. Yeah, peraan pila honor mawari man anyways. So,
Well, na. And we have our mediator today, Mo, my man. But you have yagi cool.
Yeah, I'm cool, man. I guess I'm the mediator today.
Yeah, tell your mediator because the big game this week is gonna be Arsenal versus Liverpool. So I have to.
Arsenal, Liverpool.
Yeah, so you're a middleman bi daal fu ñu mën a demee am draw rek yow yaay dugal nga wax kan nga choose you say naka la fa demee because
Of course,
yeah
of course. Why not? Why not?
yeah
I wouldn't be biased like I wouldn't be biased like how some people did me when it was Manchester United Liverpool.
bukan atau bukan fakir atau
okay, was that
Yeah.
clear? Yeah, but I try my best to be as neutral as possible. If people watch that video, they will not even know if I'm a Liverpool fan or not. Do you know that? Because I was
that was clear sama.
how
That was very clear.
how
That was very clear. But don't worry. Today, don't worry.
okay.
Don't worry. Have a different day.
Today we have a
different
okay.
day.
Today we have a fair photo because Liverpool,
Yes.
Arsenal, and then we have Man United in between.
United.
United don't like
Yes,
Liverpool.
perfect.
They don't like Arsenal, so it means it's gonna be neutral. But yeah,
Yeah, that's true.
before we get into it, of course we're gonna discuss about the upcoming fixtures. There is like 10 games upcoming in the Premier League, so we look at the relevant ones to talk about them briefly, and then we're gonna have a combined 11. You will show us the 11 that you will pick for Arsenal tonight in Japan. It's gonna be tonight. I think it's tonight too. In it's already late there.
Friday.
It's still Friday or in Canada. Yeah, so
Yeah.
tomorrow for you guys. So yeah, you have picked a combined 11. I have not picked one, but from your combined 11, I will maybe try to make a claim for some players, to be in that 11, and then
Okay.
Mo will be the mediator. Okay.
As long as you can defend it.
Yeah.
Come on.
But usually the way we do it, the rule is players that are available, right? Players that are available.
Yeah.
That's why the team you pick is basically all players that are available. They are fit, they are ready to go. So I'm gonna pick based on that too, and based on form, of course. Yeah. But first, let's look at the upcoming fixtures this week. There are some interesting games. The first game is gonna be interesting, I think. Chelsea versus Leicester. Leicester versus Chelsea because it's gonna be at Leicester. It's gonna be a big game. But of course, Leicester have some injury issues right now, like Tillemans and and they have the long-term injuries like Fofana and things like that. And Chelsea too have their own injury issues with Lukaku, but he might be available, but I don't think he's gonna start the game. And Mason Mount, he was out for the last few games. How do you guys see this game panning out? Mo, I will start with you.
Yeah, I think Leicester City, they're a very good team, and they're also well coached. But I think this season they've been suffering from a lot of injury blows since the beginning of the season. And Chelsea have a bigger and better squad.
Yeah.
Even though with the absence of some players, but I mean they have a bigger and better squad. So I expect them to win the game. Even though Leicester will give them a very good match, but I still expect Chelsea to win the game.
Yeah. Payo, how about you? What do you think? You think Chelsea gonna take that one?
Let me go for a draw.
You go for your
Even
draw.
though like even though Leicester they're not on top form right now, but like the game against Arsenal, yes, Arsenal won, but like Leicester were off at the beginning of the game.
Yeah.
But later, like they played really well. Though our keeper was amazing though, yes. But like
Ramsdale, yeah,
they played
absolutely.
really well. Yeah. Played really well.
Definitely.
So I guess like I'm going for a draw.
Yeah,
I'm going for a
I kind
draw.
of agree with you. I think but the injury with Tillemans, I think that's a big one because I think he has been their best player
It
this
is.
season. So that's a big injury. But it's a good team.
It's
They have a
a-
good manager. Brendan Rodgers is a very good manager, I think. And yeah, like you say, against Arsenal, they were very good. I think they deserve something in that game. Arsenal won the game. They scored 2 early goals, but Leicester deserve to get something out of that game because they played really well.
In the second half, yeah.
If not for Ramsdale, yeah, the game could have been something else. I think
But I
last
mean,
season
like,
against Chelsea, they
yeah.
won the FA Cup finals and they won in the league too in quick succession. Yeah, you were saying something about big games.
Yeah, what I'm saying is that, like, you need big games.
Yeah,
Once you are sleeping, like, let's say, like, for the first 20 minutes,
yeah,
you'll be in trouble. The game can end from there.
yeah.
That's the thing. Yeah, I remember, like, Arsenal Liverpool. I think that Liverpool gave us 4-0 in the first 20 minutes.
Yeah, I can remember that
I don't
game.
know. Yeah, something like that.
That was the
Yeah.
game.
So, like,
Scartel scored a couple of headers, and yeah, we are running riot. I can
I
remember.
think it ended 5-0. I don't know. But that's
Five
the
one,
thing.
5-1,
Yeah, something
5-1
like
or
that.
5-0. Yeah, I can remember.
Something
You're
like that. But
right.
the thing is, like, big games, you have to be like, you have to be at your very best, like, for
From
those
start,
games.
yeah.
So for Leicester against Chelsea,
Uh-huh.
for them to have something like, they have to be awake. They cannot offer like to make the same mistake they did against Arsenal.
Yeah, absolutely.
So
I agree
yeah,
with you. Yeah. Yeah, and also in the league there is a lot. Let's move to the other fixtures. There is a lot of managerial changes. Aston Villa, one of them, Steven Gerrard. Of course, that one is kind of affectionate for myself because I like Gerrard. And Newcastle, they have the new manager too, Eddie Howe, who unfortunately he will not be available in the dugout in the first game because he has COVID yesterday, according to the reports. And Tottenham too, they have Conte. He's not new. He has played already 2 games with them, but he's still new in the league. For if you look at it in other words, so a lot of new managers in the league. I know United is one of the teams that are so keen to change their manager. United fans, not United as the club, but United fans are so keen to change their manager. So to see all these
United as the
managers.
club, they are very useless.
Yeah. So to see all these managerial changes going on, what do you make of it more? What do you make of the new managers coming into the league?
I mean, I think Manchester United have the most incompetent board in football. I mean, it's I don't know how I just don't know how to put it. You know what? To be quite honest, all these days I've not really been that much bothered. You know what? Whatever happens is all right because I've ranted so much that I don't have any other thing to say right now.
To that on. Okay.
But I definitely would have to call out the incompetence of that board. Like, how much more do you want to wait for things to get worse for you to make a decision? Like, we have been here so many times, couple of runs, then when you face a good team, they beat you, humiliate you,
Yeah.
and then you're back to ground zero. There's no consistency in anything. You know?
I get your point. Especially nowadays, teams don't wait for their manager to be under the go all the way down before they sack him. It's all about opportunities coming. It's about managers opportunity.
I want to highlight something.
Uh,
The season Jose Mourinho got sacked. He was in the same position that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer was in right now during the season. Only 3 points ahead of him.
Yeah.
And he didn't even do worse than Ole. Like, I'm trying to find every single reason why to keep this guy in a job, and I can't find it, honestly.
Okay, one is that, like, for me, one is that, look,
Uh-huh.
the thing is that, like, with Ole, whenever they're saying that, okay, like, they got that Hasi.
Uh-huh.
The next minute, like,
he does something good
against Man City. Now, right now,
uh-huh.
when I'm Chelsea,
Yeah.
most likely he will get something from it.
Yeah.
And then they'll be like, oh, yeah, the guy will try. And also, like, because Arsenal also this season, everyone was saying that how to call it, this guy should leave.
Yeah, in the initial stage.
Arteta should leave. Yeah. Everyone was saying that. They were saying that, like, Mo Edu. They have to leave. From there, we lost the first first 3
3.
games.
Yeah.
From there, but like 10 games,
Unbeaten.
10 during yes. So this
Yeah.
now, so maybe tell me you guys too like maybe since Arsenal gave this guy a
Look,
chance, and the guy is now playing well.
look,
Maybe also like maybe I don't know, but maybe
look,
Yeah,
look, look.
but personally, let me just get it. Personally, I think they are different calibers. Arteta, he haven't done anything wrong to be labeled as a not a good manager, right? But Ole Gunnar Solskjaer have had the time, quite a long time,
And the most money
and
spent on
he's not
him.
doing it. And it is clear, not just for United fans, but also for outsiders. For myself, I'm so happy to see him there as a Liverpool fan. I want him to stay as long as
Even me.
possible because
Even me.
I kind of know that he's not gonna change things drastically that will affect the other teams, like the bigger teams. So that I think, but Arteta is doing well. He's a good manager. He's still at the young stage, so he needs to learn. But Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is not a young manager, right? Not anymore, I think.
And for other thing is that like and for him also, the point he made was that look, like the team wasn't like every time if you remember in the group, I been said that.
Yeah.
The team like the whole team didn't play.
Yeah.
During that time. So what he was saying was that like for us to give him time for the team to come together.
Yeah.
Because like for 2 center backs they were off because of COVID, I don't know. So many players were out. So when they all came in now together, they're now doing well.
It get better, yeah.
And for Oli, the mistake that he made was signing Ronaldo.
Yeah.
But once you sign Ronaldo, it's either you do well.
You have to build your team.
Or you're off.
No. Wait, I have to cut you off there. Like, Cristiano Ronaldo is not the problem of Manchester United. I hate it when people say Cristiano Ronaldo is the problem of Manchester United. We should have signed him, this and that. We're talking about the greatest player of all time.
No, you didn't get my point. No, you didn't get my point.
Wait. No, let me just come in. The difference in the two teams is coaching. Simple and straightforward. Arteta is somebody who spent years under Pep Guardiola, one of the greatest managers in the game for the past decade and more. He spent years as that man's number 2. Arteta is a proper coach. It took him time to bring to Arsenal his vision and for them to play the way he wants them to play. But you can see clearly what he wants to do and what he is doing. With Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, he is not a coach. He is a retired player who just went to Cardiff, got relegated, and went to Boulder. It's totally different. Arteta spent years as a coach under one of the greatest managers in the world. There's a total difference.
But Arteta is still young in management, so it's difficult to like I know, he spent time with Pep Guardiola. A lot of managers spend time with some managers. For example, Brendan Rodgers, before he came to Liverpool, he had some good pedigree when it comes to management. He did well at Liverpool. That's not to get that's not say he got it wrong. But there are some managers who have spent time. It's all about the manager at the end of the day. I understand you want to compare them, but it's difficult to compare them at this stage of their career. And from a United point of view, we understand how you don't like desire only to be the manager, but it's difficult to compare them. I think he also did his like proper juice. He did his coaching batches. He did his stuff. So he's a good coach. He's a good manager. He did well at Molde too. So it's just that the team is bigger than what he can it's bigger than what he can do. So it's just bigger. It's not bigger for him, but he did well for United. He took you second position and things like that.
He is too big. He did not do a lot. There is no much development. Marcus Rashford and Greenwood.
But yeah, we are spending a lot of time discussing Man United. I think it's about the new coaches coming into the league. I was talking about Aston Villa, Newcastle, and Tottenham. They have new managers. What do you make of their new managers into the league? Do you think they can change their fortunes for these respective teams? Who do you have more hope for than others? Like Spurs, of course, Antonio Conte is a top manager. What do you make of the other two managers, like Gerrard and Eddie Howe, going to Newcastle and Aston Villa? Let's get into that.
Well, I think for Tottenham, if Antonio Conte gets what he wants,
yeah,
I think they're gonna be a threat to the other big teams because he is a top manager and he is a proven winner.
Yeah.
For Gerrard, I have not been following him consistently, to be honest. in the Scottish League, but I don't know if it is too early for him to come to the Premier League now, or I may be thinking wrongly. But like I said, I can't say much about Steven Gerrard.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
anyhow to Newcastle, I was surprised when I saw that because I thought might have been going for a more big manager. Anyhow, he's a good coach though. He is away. He is a good coach. I mean, we've seen the job he did at uh what was the team that he was managing?
Bournemouth.
Bournemouth. You
Yeah.
know, they had a very good entertaining style of football, and you know he built a good team. So maybe this is a chance for him to prove that he is a next level manager.
Yeah. Also, what's it? Norwich. They also sacked their manager, and they have the Aston Villa manager went from Villa to Norwich. That is Dean Smith. Do you think he can keep them in the league, Palio?
I'm not sure. I'm really not sure. I'm just not convinced about Norwich, man. I'm just not convinced about them.
Okay, Palio, what's your say on that?
I'm not.
Okay, for me, like my say is like leaving Villa, like to go to Norway. I know this seems like they are very bad. He can make them stay, yes, but for me, I don't have so hope in them.
You don't have hope with it.
High.
Yeah, me neither. Me neither. I think
Yeah,
they don't have like they don't have nothing to lose now. They will just go for it. Maybe what is his name? Dean Smith just go for it because it's either the team is looking like already in the mud, you know. So yeah, just coming to attack and maybe hope for the best. But I don't have hope for them too either. But we will wait and see. And what do you make of Gerrard at Villa?
For me, Gerrard at Villa, okay. Right now, I don't follow Scottish football that much. But before, like the two big teams, there were like
Rangers and Celtic.
Rangers and Celtic, yes.
Yeah.
So to me, like being a manager of Rangers or Celtic, to me, like it will be easier because like they were like they were the big guns there.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just like for you to come to Premier League and you're giving Man City or Liverpool right now.
Yeah.
For you to do something good, easier compared to Villa. Right now, Villa are like they're not doing well at all.
Yeah.
And it's a game ball game right now.
Absolutely.
So for me, even if they win this first game, it will be a surprise to me. Because Brighton, like,
a very good team.
Yeah. So for them to win this game, in fact, that will be a big surprise to me.
Yeah, that's
for me. The only thing I think like.
I think this is a good test for Gerrard, definitely. I think this is a good test for him. I mean, team like Aston Villa, that is not a very big team, and they're struggling at the moment. You know, it's good to see how he will be able to restructure things and get them into playing the brand of football he wants, and winning games and staying in the league. I mean, it's a good test for him. But I have a question for Chama. I have a question for Chama.
Yeah.
What do you as a Liverpool fan and Steven Gerrard being the legend that he is at Liverpool?
Yeah.
I'm sure after his retirement and into coaching, you still have been following him.
Absolutely.
What do you think? What can you say about this move for him?
Yeah. I think it is very, very clear that Gerrard has one ambition right now. His ambition is to end up at Liverpool as a Liverpool manager. That is his big ambition. So he's trying to take the steps. He's taking some bold moves to achieve that step. He was the Liverpool under-18 manager. Before he moved to Rangers, he started, at the grassroots, understudying at club, learning from club, things like that. And then when the opportunity came, he went to Rangers. And when he went to Rangers were just because Rangers, they had been in administration. They had to drop to 4th division of Scottish League, came to 3rd division, 2nd division, and then they came to 1st division. And when they came to the 1st division, Celtic was already the dominant team in the league. Like, before they won the league last season, Rangers, Celtic have won the league 9 times in a row. So Rangers stopped Celtic from winning it 10 times in a row. And that was Gerrard who did that. And he did it similar to what Arsenal did, unbeaten. That is 38 games, 36 games. He won 32 of his games and 6 draws. And he was doing well when it comes to the Europa League too. He went to the second round of every competition, like for the 2-3 years that he was there. So he has been doing well at Rangers. He has been doing well. Of course, the level, like Palu say, is very important. You cannot compare the Premier League to the Scottish League. The Scottish League is much easier to manage than in the Premier League. So moving to Villa is another step, but he's also going to get better players. But he is also a very ambitious manager, very, very ambitious manager, and very keen to learn. He, as a manager, he's not trying to use his football success, like his playing success, to be his guide as a manager. He's trying to learn from the, he's trying to do all the due diligence to be a good manager as he can be, because he know that being a Liverpool legend does not guarantee him to become a Liverpool manager or to become the Liverpool next Liverpool manager. So he has to warrant that responsibility. He has to prove that he is fit to do that job. So that is why he take this step from Rangers and moved, because by staying in Rangers, of course, if he stay there, his stature as a manager will remain high, because I cannot see him going down. But at Villa, there is that risk, but he's ready to take that risk. Yeah, there is that risk, and he's ready to take that risk and go to the next step. I'm very fascinated to know how it goes. I don't rate him as a good, I would not say as a good manager. That is a wrong word. I don't rate him as much as I rated him as a footballer for a management right now. He's still young in the job, but I see his ambition and I see his hunger, which kind of give me the feeling that he can become a good manager in the future. But yeah, we have to wait and see. I cannot make any judgment on that for now.
Yeah, definitely. And I think along with the guidance of John Klopp, because I remember when he was leaving from Liverpool to Rangers, I mean, John Klopp had a big part to play in that, because he could have held him at Liverpool. Gerrard would have loved to stay back at Liverpool. But when he moved to Rangers, I even said that, I mean, this is a big step for him, and at that time of his management career. But I think this is a bigger step now and a bigger responsibility, and that's why I said I think this is a very good test for him.
Absolutely.
Chama, I have a question for you, Chama.
Yeah. What?
I only have one question.
Yeah.
Is it a Grau type of manager? Is it a Grau type?
No, I don't see him that way. I see him as he is somebody who is also keen to work with people, right? Like he tried to he is not the manager who wanna take all the responsibility. He's the one who shares the responsibility, trying to find others who know better than him than hiring them, because of his team. Like the team he has around him is looking like a very good team. It's more of experienced managers and things like that. So I don't see him as a Grau type of manager, but I see a lot of similarities in the way that Klopp approaches football. Because he
started at Liverpool under John Klopp, so that's why I said
that has influence on him.
If you ask Gerrard right now, I mean, his mentor when it comes to coaching, I'm sure if there is even somebody else, but John Klopp will be in that equation.
Yeah, of course. He spent a lot of time under him, and if you look at the formation they play, the system that he played at Rangers, it was very similar to what Liverpool play, 4-3-3. The fullbacks being so adventurous, most of his goals come from fullback and things like that, and they like to press high. It's very Jurgen Klopp-ish. It's kind of so that's what we expect. Let's look at the United fixture. United play Watford this week. That Watford is now one of the whooping boys in the league. I cannot see anything other than a United win. What do you think?
For that one, for me, they don't have to even go there, because I don't know. Come on.
Okay, then you move Man City. How about Man City Everton? That could be a little bit interesting, but Manchester City is Manchester City. If you play them, you don't get the ball, so you don't have the opportunity to have chances. Their football is so boring to watch. Man City.
For Man City Everton, tell games that maybe you're competing with Man City, you'll be okay, maybe a draw. But once the game starts, you'll be you see Everton not even touching the ball.
Exactly.
And before you know it, 1-0 Man City.
And then
you just give up on the game.
And if they score, that's the worst part of the game, right? Because they can keep the ball for the whole 90 without even wanting to score again. That's what they did to Man United last week, right? Last 2 weeks.
I
Last
Even
mean,
couple of weeks.
Arsenal, same thing.
Pep
Even
Guardiola's
Arsenal, same
major,
thing.
Pep Guardiola's
Arsenal.
major part of Pep Guardiola's major style of playing. One of the big aspects of it is keeping possession.
Yeah.
It's a bust. At least there, you are at least guaranteed 60% possession in a game.
Yeah, it's a
When
it's,
any game Manchester City play,
and it became worse when they started not playing with a striker, because that extra striker comes into the middle, then
Exactly.
adds another body into the
Exactly.
middle. So
That's
it's
another body.
it's so difficult to play against them. Yeah, so I cannot see anything other than a Man City win there. So let's go into the big game. That is the Liverpool versus Arsenal game. Pali, are you ready? Yeah, you ready? That's the big game of the week. Arsenal versus Liverpool. So like we say, we're gonna do a combined 11. You did the combined 11, and then Mo is gonna be our our little mediator, or our judge. So Palu, what do,
Yeah.
how do you see this game panning out? You guys are on form,
You know the
right?
score?
Not the score yet,
You know
but
the score?
how do you see it playing out? I Arsenal, because
For
you guys are
me,
on form. Liverpool have not won in the last 2 games, so looking at it, is looking like this is a very perfect time to visit Anfield for Arsenal, isn't that so?
yeah.
I mean,
I believe that like the game will not be boring. It will be very interesting.
Yeah,
And I believe that like the tempo will be high.
yeah,
And I believe that also like there will be goals. And
yeah,
the
we good.
what I mean by there will be goals, not that like come like the last time
Yeah,
you winning 5-0 or something like that. No. I'm talking about like both teams scoring
yeah.
goals.
but do you think if you guys are too open, that won't be too much of a threat for you?
No, not too open. Like no, not too open. Not like the game can be fast, because like for us, we can depend on counter maybe, but like the game will not be open. Like if Arsenal, because Liverpool plays with their fullbacks.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Liverpool
That's
plays
what
with
I'm
their
saying.
Yeah,
So
fullback.
if
but
you
So
try,
opening the game will bad. No, opening
yeah,
the game will bad.
yeah, but I
So
think
if you
Arsenal.
try to,
But I think,
if you try to,
yeah,
go ahead.
yeah, but yeah, I think Arsenal, when it comes to like, I think the transformation between the first 3 games to the second part, where the next 10 games where Arsenal have not lose a game, I think has been solidity in the back and organization. It has not been like firework football where creating chances left, right, and center. It was more about the organization, about the defensive aspect. So you said there will be goals, but I see it as Arsenal is going to be a very conservative play. They're going to play conservative because they're coming to Anfield. You don't want to, like you say, you don't want to concede those early goals at Anfield and the match is over before 20 minutes. So you're going to sit back, you're going to hold, and Liverpool is going to attack and try to break you at the start of the game. So that's how it's going to be. So Arsenal is going to rely on counter again, just like last season.
Of course.
Last season, I can remember you scored a counter-attacking goal. You scored force. That was when we won 3-1. That was Lacazette, right? Robertson's missed kick, and then Lacazette scored from that. So if you can stop your counter-attacking plays, I know you are very good at it. You did it against City. You did it against Liverpool. Not this season, last season or season before, when you play City first, when Arteta came, he is very good at building the play and then building on the counter, So that is the threat Arsenal have, but I think Liverpool is going to dominate the play, and we see what happened from there.
No, I believe yes. Liverpool will have more of the ball, yes.
Uh-huh.
But the thing is, what I mean by but like you said, we will sit back, yes.
Yeah.
But the thing is, like once we break you guys, our guys are fast.
Yeah.
Saka, Smith-Rowe, Omen up front, they're all fast.
Yeah.
Like we said, the building up play is super fast also.
Yeah.
So then they will add more tempo on you guys.
Yeah.
So for us, like, yeah, of course, like we try to pin you guys down more.
Yeah, but
will play more pragmatic.
Yeah,
Arsenal will approach the game more pragmatically and try to hit on the break.
Yeah, we have been vulnerable on the break too. Liverpool have been vulnerable on the break. We have not been great defensively. I think I said it in the other podcast, me and Solomon, that I don't rate this team as high I rated the team that we won the league with. even though the teams are similar. But in terms of hunger, in terms of, how we recover, how we control games, it's not as good as that team. Of course, attacking wise, if you watch this team and you compare it to that team, this team is completely, because Salah is on another level. Mane is coming back to his best. Jota has added some impetus to that attack. So the attack is much better. But overall, as a team, we are not as good as we were, because we are not as solid as we used to be. So we are vulnerable on the break, and that is my biggest worry going into this game.
I mean, yeah. I think what you said is right. I mean, your attack is much better, but I think the hunger for recovery when you do not have the ball, I think that is where I think that is where Manchester, a team like Manchester City, that is where they have the edge over a lot of.
Absolutely.
If they do not have the ball, the way they press to recover the ball,
it's crazy, right? It's so good.
Than how a Liverpool or Arsenal or Manchester United do it. Manchester United, they can't even do it, so they shouldn't be in the conversation. But a team like Liverpool or Arsenal or Chelsea are a little bit better at it. I think Liverpool.
No, but Man City are on another level. Liverpool are very good at it when they have their whole squad together. Henderson is playing in his right position, and then you have all these midfielders coming together, and then because Liverpool's team is built around. I know a lot of people don't get that. Liverpool's team is more about the engine room. The engine, like the midfield, they don't score the goals. They don't keep the clean sheets. But that midfield is so vital in what Liverpool does. So if it does not function, like Henderson will not give you a lot of goals. Fabinho, he's a good 6. Everybody knows that. And other players, even Naby Keita, when he's playing, he's so good at the pressing game that we play. That was what he did against Manchester United. And he was so good at it. So... But we don't have this set, like, we don't have the, like, our midfield this season has not been so consistent. So that is our biggest problem. So Arsenal, they can beat us from there. I think if they can exploit that, they can get something out of the game. But otherwise, they have to suffer, because if you have Salah there, Mane there, and Jota, it's going to be a very difficult one to deal with those three. Apalio.
Yeah, that's true though. But like, okay, if Ken is playing tomorrow, then the guy's not slow.
Yeah.
If it's how do you call it? No Tavares.
Yeah.
The guy is fast. Though, yeah, his defensive skill over like, but when you're playing against Salah also, you dare not go like
too much.
Go forward like that much. Yeah. No. But him to like, he's fast. Our right back also, to be also, the guy is also fast.
Yeah.
Our back line too. They have pace also. So I'm not that worried about the pace there.
I think if Arsenal want to keep control of this game and not lose the game, I think dominate the midfield. Yeah. The way John Klopp plays, his midfield is everything. People worry about the attack too much, but if you stop the midfielders from playing, you don't have to worry about Sadio Mane and Mo Salah. They're not going to do anything because they're not going to get the ball.
No.
Robertson and Alexandra will not get the ball, so they would go forward.
Yeah, but I think I have to disagree with you a little bit there. That will be the case last season. Okay. I think that will be the case last season when we missed Van Dijk. That's why I kind of say something. I think I was chatting with Papi. I tell him we miss Van Dijk's creativity. So Van Dijk is a defender. How can Van Dijk be creative? That was the question he threw back to me. But if you remember, exactly. That's one reason. But if you remember, Arteta said it when we won against you guys last season. That was the early stage of the season. His biggest worry was if you press Liverpool too high, what happened is Van Dijk will just launch the ball to Salah because he's so good at making like these diagonal passes, and then your press is already zero. So you don't know what to do. You don't know if you're gonna press or you're gonna stay back. If you stay back, the midfielders can hold the ball, like you say. They're gonna be vital. And if you press, then we have this. Trent can make these diagonal passes. Van Dijk can make them. Matip, if we need somebody to dribble, he can dribble from midfield, from defense to midfield, and he can always destabilize the game. So
let him do that. Let him do that tomorrow.
He will do it. He will. If Arsenal sit back,
nice.
If Arsenal sit back,
that would be nice.
If Arsenal sit back, If Arsenal sit back, because we cannot make passes because you have a two blocks so the only way we can beat you is somebody dribbling, and Matip is so good at that, and he don't lose the ball. He don't lose the ball again when he does that. He almost never lose the ball.
Let him do that.
I think
Okay.
John Club uses more of his midfield to just I mean, we all know in football the midfield is the engine room, but
yeah.
You see some managers who build their plays from defense to to going to the wings.
Yeah.
Trying to press through the wings. But if you look at managers like John Club and Pep Guardiola, most of their football, the build-up is done from defense to midfield straight away, and the ball is also held in the midfield to know the right passes to make and so on. So that's why I say, if Arsenal are able to dominate that midfield, I don't think Sadio Mane or Firmino or any Mohamed Salah can function in any other way.
Okay.
But for me, like,
I think you can sit back. You can sit back, but at the same time, dominate the midfield.
Okay.
Do not allow them to hold the ball too much in the midfield.
But for me, Liverpool, like, the biggest threat is the wing backs.
Yeah.
Because for me, like, they can stand anywhere and just throwing the ball.
Yeah.
And if you look at it, like, even their assists, they are either from the right side or the left side.
Yeah.
Yeah. So for me, like, bringing those down, those guys, like, trying to stop them. For me, like, that's a challenge.
Yeah, I agree with you.
What they do basically is that,
control.
What they do is that, like, they try to break your counter.
Yeah, and then cover.
Play, get the ball. Yeah, exactly. Get the ball and then play to the wing backs.
Control, exactly. It's all about control. It's all about control in the middle. Yeah.